So I was going to do a video today about reins or something or other, but instead I have to do last minute fixes on my stock list for circuit finals. So I figured I'd talk about that. For all of you that don't know, I am the Saddle Bronc Event Director for the First Frontier Circuit, and my jobs include, but are not limited to, selecting stock and setting the pens for our circuit finals in Harrisburg in January. And there's a bunch of other stuff. Being an event director sucks. But it does have its perks because I can kind of poke around with what I want in the pens. But usually what I do is I get a list from the circuit and they tell me what horses are going to be eligible. I go over it, make sure the stock contractors didn't miss anything when they put it up there, because you want to make sure you get all the horses. And then they tell me how many of horses from each stock contractor I'm supposed to take. So what I do then is I give the list out to everybody, I tell them what we need, and I let them vote. Once everybody gets a vote on it, I put the list together, and usually it's the same horses. There's a couple that are a little different on it. I don't vote until after everything's in, because then I can go ahead and be the deciding vote on some stuff. That is the perk of having to set up the list. So once I have the horses picked out that we're going to take, then I have to set pens. And this year really sucks because, for all you that don't know, the First Frontier Circuit added a fourth go-round. So now I have to take these horses and I have to split them into two separate pens. And you want them pretty even, so for the most part, whatever you draw, you have a chance to win or win some money on. So that gets tricky because it gets a little bit iffy when you don't have enough stock. Or if you don't have a whole bunch of stock that's even. So that's something to take into consideration when you set pens. Or set your stock list. You have to figure out what you're going to set in the pens. So then it gets even more confusing. After you set your, you figure out what pens you want to set, and then you got to go ahead and you got to pick your re-rides. And for the first night, each one's out. You only have to have 2 re-rides, so you have to pull one horse out of there. And then the second night, so like with 4 nights, these horses are going to buck. Like the first pen's going to buck round 1 and 3, and the second pen's going to buck round 2 and 4. So round 1 and 3, 1 and 2, you only need 2 re-rides. So then you have to pull a horse out of the pen. Then rounds 3 and 4, you need 3 re-rides because nobody can get on the same horse twice at circuit finals or at a rodeo. So you have to make sure you put horses in there so they don't get balled up where someone can't get a re-ride if they get one. And I like to make sure I buck everything at least once. You don't want to make someone bring horses to a rodeo and then just not buck it. Unless it's something that you have to take that no one really wants to get on, and then it's just like, I mean, sorry dude, I do what I can. But so I try to make sure everything bucks on this list. So I'll give you guys kind of a quick show on, or a quick view on my computer. This year I did it on the computer. Usually I do it on a notebook, and I drive my poor wife nuts because I will be sitting there for days just writing numbers down, trying to figure out pens, trying to make stock contractors happy, trying to make the riders happy mostly because it's we're the ones getting on it. So let me show you guys what I've been working at. All right, so this is the list they give us. It's all the horses for each stock contractor it's been a long day. Each stock contractor that's eligible and what horses are eligible. So I go through and you can see the little stars and stuff. That's guys that have voted on it. Before I had horse marks on there, that horses I didn't want. And then I come over here and I pick my stock. I get a stock contractor, the name, the brand, and then I kind of set the pens. So then I'll come over here and I'll try to split them into 2 pens to try to make it even. It just keeps everything color coordinated. And then I jump over here and you try to pick out your pens for each night. It's still color coordinated for the stock contractors. I got re-rides down here, horses that are out, everything. And I also like to make sure I kind of figure out who's out, and I try to make sure, it's pretty even. Everybody gets the same ounce. Some people are going to get more re-rides and stuff, but I want everybody taken care of. And there you have it, the glamorous life of an event director. As you can see from the bags under my eyes, I am tired. I'm over it. There's always going to be someone who's not happy with it. There's always going to be someone who complains, whether it be a stock contractor because he thought a horse was supposed to go, or somebody who just don't think the pens are even. But it's all good. I quite enjoy doing it because then, like I said, I can make sure if there's a horse I really don't want, he ain't going. So there you go. Kind of a long video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something for it. You got any questions? Go ahead and leave it down in there. And if you guys want more information on event directors or how we do our finals, stuff like that, let me know. Don't forget to follow too, by the way. Later.